The time entry and calendar portal in Alert Stratus is a browser-independent entity that allows resources to manage their service calendars and submit any time, any parts, materials, and expenses to all the different projects and cases that are assigned to them, and they can do so all from one place. So it's a really powerful tool for doing any service dispatching and creating any appointments or service activities against our projects and cases. So to access the time entry and calendar portal, I'll select the Alert Stratus tab, and then under the time and expenses list, I'll select here to open our time entry and calendar portal. So it's going to start by bringing us to our timesheet page, where I'll be able to submit all of our time, parts, and expenses against our cases and projects and so forth. But if I select the calendar tab, here I'm going to get an Outlook calendar view of my service calendar for this week. And I can see all of my appointments and service activities, which I can choose to color code in any way that I wish. And then below I'm going to see a list of all of our active projects, tasks, and cases. And if I like to go ahead and schedule a service activity for one of my cases, I can just simply drag and drop each of these cases onto my service calendar, and I can schedule my appointments, and then I'll have the ability to reopen this to submit all of my actuals and any items and expenses. So as I drag and drop this, I can schedule this service activity or appointment for myself. I can give the appointment a name. It's going to already know the type of service that we're dealing with because this is the default that's been set in our case. And I'll just simply select Save to close this appointment. So now that I've done so, I can see that appointment in my calendar. And if I select our timesheet tab, here I'll be able to see all of the different appointments and service activities that I've been scheduled for, and then here is where I'm going to be submitting all of our time, parts, and expenses. So going back to the calendar, I can also just select anywhere in the calendar if I like to just manually create a new appointment, and I'll just go into these fields here to select the project or the case I'd like to create the appointment or the service activity against. I can enter the service codes to identify the type of service we're providing, and then once I save that, it'll be a very easy way for me to create new appointments and service activities against all of our open projects and cases. So from this calendar tab, I can also select a different resource if I like to see the availability of other resources on our team. I can choose different types of views if I like to view it by 2 weeks or by month. And I can also choose to manipulate our lists here of our cases or our projects and tasks. If I'd like to just move these columns around, I can freely do so, and I'll have the option to resize them or recategorize them. So now that I've completed some of my appointments and service activities, I'll jump back to our timesheet tab here, where here's where I'm going to be entering all of our time, parts, and any expenses against each of these cases and projects.